Look at me, a doctor. Yes, like a real doctor who farms. Not the most common of combinations, right? And strange as it might sound, I get lots of people asking me, are you like a real doctor or do you practice your medicine? Others are even 100% certain that I call myself a doctor just to gain attention, just to get views on YouTube. Very queer, right? Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I ended up this way, how I do it, and maybe, just maybe, an engineer, a teacher out there, a hairdresser will be inspired to chase their dreams. Someone who wants to do farming or do anything else that they have always thought of doing will be inspired to chase their dreams, because dreams never die. And anything is possible. It's quite loud here. Let's get outside and I'll be talking to you guys. Please stick around. Come, let's rock as we farm up. Hey, come, let's be happy. Welcome back to the channel. You can call me Dr. Daniel. I'm a practicing medical doctor who is also very passionate about poultry farming. And on this channel, all we talk about for now is poultry farming. I teach you how to do poultry farming easier, cheaper, so that you get richer. You don't go through the hassle of having to move around, go there, look for information from here. No, you have all the information in one place. In fact, I leave a link right here for all the poultry videos that I've uploaded on the channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and please hit the notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. And don't forget to hit the like button. By the way, a warning just before we start, you guys might hear some noise in the background. I've had a lawn here that has been really just wasting my time, because we need to keep slashing it, trimming it the whole time. And right now I've decided to till it. I'm going to be growing some vegetables over here. So if you guys can see, there's someone in the background. He's helping me dig, and the hoe might get quite loud, but I'll try to be as fast as possible so that I can let him do his work. So I'll start by answering the most obvious and probably the most perturbing question people have. Am I a real doctor? Well, whatever real doctor means, I think I am, yeah? I'm a practicing medical doctor, like not a vet, not a witch doctor, not, I don't know which other kinds of doctors are there, but I'm a medical doctor who went to medical school, did 5 years in medical school and 1 year of internship. That means 6 years of training, and I graduated and I work as a doctor. I work for an organization, and of course I can't put footage of myself at work here because it gets very busy there. There's no time for recording videos, and then it might not be ethical, but well, you have to take my word for it. You have an option. And I've always been very enterprising, right from when I was in school. You know, I didn't grow up in what you would call a rich family, so I had to figure out ways to survive. While I was on campus, I would run away from the university campus, then go, you know, try to make ends meet, hustle here, create a business here, get some money. That way I got to survive. So I believe I developed an enterprising mindset right from when I was very young. Probably because of the need, probably it's genetical, I can't be sure. But I've always been enterprising. I always knew that life isn't all flowers and roses. I believe it was imprinted in me right from when I was young. So you've got to put in the hard work, you've got to have faith, and God will reward the works of your hands. So I've always known that. So right from when I graduated from medical school, my head kept thinking. It was always thinking, always thinking, always thinking. How can I make money? I downloaded a few books. I actually bought some books online about different business ideas. I never ever thought someday that I would actually be doing poultry farming. And unlike what lots of people actually think, in Uganda, the medical job doesn't pay too much. Well, compared to most countries out there, yeah? What you earn is not as much as people would think. Actually, someone once commented in one of my posts and they were like, why would you build such a structure if you claim to be a medical doctor? That's really bad for a medical doctor. You should be having more money and you shouldn't be struggling to get money. Well, things are different in different parts of the world. So I knew it right from the beginning that this will not be it for me. And then I got a chance to travel, to, you know, move outside Africa. And that exposed my mind. It opened up my mind and let me know that what I'm seeing in Uganda and what I'm experiencing is really not it. There is way more to life. There's more to life. So there's way more to life than, you know, being a doctor, having a stethoscope around your neck, or being an engineer moving around with a helmet on your head. No, there's way more than that. And I knew there should be something more for me too. So after doing all my research and reading and doing lots of reading, I came to a conclusion that I'm going to do greenhouse farming. It's actually funny that I chose to do greenhouse farming of all things. In Uganda, in Africa, it would be harder to get the market, but I believed that I could look for the market. So I got someone on the internet and went over, met him. He's an expert in greenhouse farming. He gave me all the information, everything that I needed to know about greenhouse farming. And then, while I paid him for the consultation, I was, got out my wallet and I was giving him the money. He told me, but I think you should do poultry farming instead. And I was like, okay, that is strange. This guy is an expert at greenhouse farming and he's telling me to do poultry farming. Quite interesting. So, well, we parted ways and I decided to come back and do my research on poultry farming. It wasn't the easiest getting information about poultry farming. There are lots of YouTube channels that talk about poultry farming. Unfortunately, most of them don't give you information on how to do it. They keep giving you people's testimonies. You know how I started with nothing, now I have lots of money. How I started with this and I have lots of money. And that's not what I needed. Well, it's good for encouragement, but I needed to know, how do I vaccinate the birds? How do I prepare the brooder? How do I feed the birds? And that information was nowhere to be found. So it was quite hard for me. I got someone who had around 200 birds and he gave me most of the information. But yeah, it wasn't easy. That's why I actually created this YouTube channel. That way, you guys have all the information you need in one place. You don't need to pay anything for this. Yeah, of course, if you want more personalized, help, me to help you out with your poultry farm, you can pay. I can help you out individually. But if you want general information, everything is free right on the channel. So now after I decided I was going to do poultry farming, my next problem was the location. Yeah, so I knew that I wanted to be close to the city because I believed that's where the market is, the capital city. So but I didn't have the money to buy the land. It was a hassle. There was no way I could afford land at that time, but I needed to start as soon as possible. So I knew the only option was to ask for a piece of land from my dad. So he gave me this piece of land. He didn't give it to me. He gave me permission to use it. So in effect, it's still his land, but he gave me the permission to put up a structure here. And considering I don't work very far from here, it would be quite easy for me to, to keep moving and do the supervision. So I saved up some money for a few months, and then I started, put up the structure, and then brought in the birds and I started. And my first few months were very terrible. I won't share that story with you guys again. I'll leave it in a link right here. You can go and read it and see what I experienced for the first few months. But it wasn't the easiest of experiences. So how on earth did I manage to make it? Well, I haven't always been a farmer, yeah? I didn't grow up on a farm. My parents were not farmers. I grew up in the ghettos in the city. So all I knew was town life, yeah? So I wasn't always a farmer, but I did make it. So people ask me, how come you do it so well when you didn't have any experience in it? Well, I think the most important thing is passion. I believe the most important thing in life is passion for whatever you choose to do. Whatever I choose to do, I do it with passion. I know you guys can see it on the YouTube channel. You see me talk with passion. I talk with love, everything that I do. Everything that I choose to do, I put my heart into it. Not just the poultry. Even when I'm practicing and I'm with my patients, with my clients, I'm passionate about it. I play the ukulele and the guitar. I love music and I do that with passion because I love it. So when you have passion and you have a heart for whatever you do it, you'll always choose to do it well. I read up. You guys never see it, but I'm always reading up. I've read lots of books on poultry farming. I didn't study vet or agriculture or anything like that, but I have way more knowledge than people who actually did that. Why? Because I read up. I want to know every time. I want to do it as well as I can. And if you do it that way too, you'll be able to make it. Nothing is hard. These things are not hard. No. The fact that someone else could learn it simply means that you too can learn it. So if you can just put your heart into it, open up books, go visit farmers, go check out on people. Don't just sit down and be comfortable. No, you'll be able to do it. Second of all, I have a great team that helps me run the farm, yeah? Because as you guys, I don't know if I've told you before, I don't have lots of time to be on the farm because, as you might know, I'm a doctor. We don't have lots of time. Well, fortunately for me, I got a really, really good job. I could never have asked for better. I don't like working in hospitals. I don't like, being around very many sick people. So I managed to get a job where most of my work is community work. So I'm what you would call a community doctor, working in the community. And because of that, I don't really deal with emergencies. I don't have people calling me in the night at 1 a.m. and I have to run, go do this, go do this. No, I work from Monday to Friday, a few Saturdays, and then I only work, from 8 to 5 p.m. So I'm not able to travel back to the farm during the week, but at least I have free time over the weekend. But again, that wouldn't be enough time for someone to run a farm. So because of that, I have to call in my relatives and my family. So I have a cousin who helps me do most of the work on the farm, and then my lovely grandmother, she does most of the other work on the farm. She's accountable. She's the one I drill in case something goes wrong, because she's responsible for when I'm not around. But she's lovely. She never gets to the level of being drilled. Yeah, she does everything perfectly. Now, I know usually relatives are not the best option when it comes to business, because they take advantage of you, try to steal your money and, think they can misuse your money any way they want. But I've been lucky or fortunate, or I've been blessed by God that I've been given the best of relatives. My dad is very supportive. Whenever I call him up, like you guys can see, I'm using his property at no cost. Usually people don't pay for their parents' properties, but some can be very unsupportive. Mine is very supportive. So I'm using his property at no cost. I've had a very bad experience with workers before. Like I've shared with you guys before. Guys would take my eggs, guys would, sell my feeds. So I don't want to get back into that place again. And then the other thing that I've learned with life is that you must not give a damn what people say. I know I've talked about this before, but I need to tell you guys this thing again, yeah? You don't need to give a damn what people say. People always be like, a doctor is farming. What on earth is that? Well, it's my passion. It's what I love. It's what makes me happy. You guys can see me smiling, yeah? It's what makes me happy. It's what drives my life. It's what drives my heart. And if that's what drives you, if that's what you want to be, go out and do it, yeah? You'll make money. It's nicer money to make when you're doing what you love. So yeah, I've given you guys the most important things if you want to start. You're a hairstylist somewhere, you're whatever kind of job you do, you're an accountant and you're thinking, is it even possible for me to go do farming? Is it even possible for me to do chickens? People always say that chickens are very hard to keep. I haven't found it hard, honestly. That's the truth. I haven't found it hard. I had really tough times, but in general, I wouldn't say the management is very hard. Why? Because I put my heart into it. So if you put passion into it, then you get the right people to work with, because that's how life is. You can't do anything alone. You can never do anything alone. You're bound to fail if you're to do life alone. So get the right people to work with. Do everything that you can with passion, and don't give a damn what people say. Then you will make it. So guys, yeah, that's how I've managed to be a doctor and a farmer. And I'm growing bigger. Do I ever think of retiring someday from being a doctor and doing farming in general? I think it is very possible. Anyway, I think I'm over talking. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. In case you have any questions about poultry farming, more general questions, leave them in the comment section below. In case you want to do consultation with me, it comes at a very small cost. Just hit me up. I leave my email contact in the description of this video. That way you can contact me and we can keep in touch, help you out, help get your farm better so that you don't lose money. Love you guys lots. See you next time with another video.